on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by State Farm Insurance Becky Potsuba Agency, the American of Fort Pierre, Bank West, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Fording Electric, and Gales Gas.
Olsen hands it off for Getz. He'll pull it for a long-range three. Buried by Getz! He's now got 10, and the Governors lead it by 5, their largest lead tonight.
And by American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, CHS River Plains, First Dakota National Bank, Shane's Pharmacy, and Missouri River Dentistry.
To Williger, she'll spin, kicks it back over. Taylor pulls up for 3. That's buried by Graceland Taylor. She's got the Governors up by 6. Taylor's got 5 points.
And by Kruger Contracting, Edward Jones Financial, Lamb Motors, Oahe Federal Credit Union, Todd's Electric, and the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection.
Rebound tipped around, and it's going to be grabbed by the Golden Eagles. They go down the floor with 7 seconds to go. Pass for Fritz, lost the handle of the ball. It's grabbed by Getz with 2 seconds to go. The time will run out, and the Governors will win it 53-51.
And now to the booth we go for Pierre Governor basketball.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of Pierre Governors Basketball on Capital City Rock and the KCCR YouTube channel. We've gone east of the land of waterfalls and prairie dogs known as East River, and we are live tonight at Harrisburg High School as the Harrisburg Tigers play host to your Pierre Governors in a crucial clash in ESD girls basketball. Dylan Simmons on the call with you tonight, and welcome to Harrisburg, where the intensity and impact is at an all-time high this season for your Pierre Governors girls basketball team against a Harrisburg team who is trying to right the ship after a tough stretch. Harrisburg got off to a 5-2 start, but they have lost 4 of their last 5 games and 3 in a row to drop to 500 on the season. Now more than ever, the Tigers are in desperate need of a win to get themselves back in contention for a SODAC 16 home game. Perhaps tonight in a raucous home environment is just the medicine that the doctor ordered for these Tigers. Meanwhile, the Governors are also still reeling from a loss as they gave up their second highest point total of the season to the undefeated O'Gorman Knights this past Friday in Sioux Falls. Kirk Beebout's squad is looking to use that loss today as motivation to get back after it and seize an opportunity in the back half of the season. Pierre's next 4 games will be against teams with a 500 record or worse, a far cry from the gauntlet that they had early in the season. However, they are smack dab in the middle of a 5 of 6 stretch of games on the road, meaning that none of these games will be gimmies, as no game is in AA. Pierre currently sits at 8th in the AA standings and currently in position to host a SODAC 16 game if they can maintain their position in the AA standings. Harrisburg is right beneath them in the standings and looking to pounce if the Govs do slip up tonight. Harrisburg's 3 losses in a row have come against Jefferson, Brookings, and Millington Central, all teams with winning records. Harrisburg has not lost a game to a team with a losing record this year. However, they have still lost 4 or 5, with a lone win being against Roosevelt right here at Harrisburg High School by a score of 48-33. The series has been very even since Kirk Beebout took over as the Pierre head coach. He's 3-2 in the last 5 games against the Tigers. However, Harrisburg did win last year by a score of 54-50 in the capital city. The Governors last won against the Tigers in the 2023 state semifinals to advance that inevitable state championship. So as you can see and listen to, there is a lot of shared history between these 2 programs, and that should set up for a fantastic matchup tonight, rich with history and drama. When we come back, we will hear from the head coach of the Harrisburg Tigers, Mr. Nick Mayer, right here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere. Back in 3.
Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose Bank West. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Did you know it is important for your child to see the dentist at the time their first tooth erupt? A healthy smile begins at birth, and there are many variables, from healthy eating habits to good oral hygiene and routine dental care. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer. At Missouri River Dentistry, we enjoy working with people of all ages. Dentistry is our profession, but people are our focus. I invite families to come experience an office that uses the latest techniques and equipment to be sure you receive that healthy and happy smile. To schedule your appointments for your family, call us at 223-2021. Kids love us, parents trust us.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
Welcome back here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons joining you, and I am joined by the head coach of the Harrisburg girls basketball team, Mr. Nick Mayer. Coach, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks a lot for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, let's get this started. First question to start off. You certainly had a pair of matchups versus Pierre over the years and Coach B about. I asked him about this as well, but what does he bring to the table that makes his teams an interesting matchup?
And they run a lot of sets offensively, and there's a lot of counters to those sets. So, I mean, you think you've got it stopped, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's another counter, there's another screen. And, you know, having kids to be able to do that, too. You know, Pierre's had a run of great basketball players and still continue to have that run. And so it's every time we played them, it's been a battle. They're very well coached. Does a great job with them. And, you know, defensively, they get after it, too. So, you know, you're going to get a lot of really good offensive looks. They execute really, really well. And then defensively, they're going to get up and get after you, make it tough for you to execute anything on your end.
Now, you guys have played some tough opponents as of late in the last 3 games. How do you guys persevere as a team and not be intimidated by what has happened and keep it from affecting what will happen?
Well, we got to go game by game, you know, and I think that's kind of where everybody's at too. It's just it's February basketball, and you've got to be able to compartmentalize. You know, we can't change what has happened in the past. We can't, you know, predict what's going to take place down the road. We got to live right in the now, and right in the now is giving our best effort against Pierre.
Now, obviously, both teams have superstar starters, like you mentioned, that can take a game over. But how important do you think that the depth will be in this one? And do you think that could be the X factor that determines the game?
Well, I think so. You know, our goal is hopefully to get to the free throw line a number of times tonight. And be able to gain points there, and then obviously, you know, what foul trouble happens if there's depth and kids coming off the bench and what have you. But yeah, especially when you get to this time of year, you know, you've got to be able to rely on your bench, and you know, we've had a really nice bench this year. They've done a really nice job for us, and we look for that again tonight.
Now, there are a lot of similarities and differences with how these two teams play. From that perspective, what kind of game do you think we are going to see tonight? And like you mentioned, what kind of determines this one?
Well, you know, I think I don't know. That's a really good question. You know, we're hoping it's a tight game. Obviously, you know, that's what I expect. And we're gonna have to take care of the ball on our end for sure. You just because they're so aggressive defensively, and they got so many athletes that they can just go ahead and they can make things really tough for you. So we're going to have to go ahead and take care of the basketball on our end, and then defensively, we're going to have to limit them to one shot, and then we got defensive rebound, and we got to look to push transition-wise. Just looking forward to it being a very good game.
Now, the series between these two teams has always been kind of even over the years, and Pierre's always played well in this building. Does that add some extra motivation tonight to go out and get a home win against a tough team?
Oh, absolutely, especially, looking at both our records and where we stand right now in terms of just the seeding, and, there's a lot of things that need to shake out before all that's said and done, but, you get to February, and there's just kind of a different feel to February basketball. Everything is, now you can start to see the big picture that we've been talking about all year with our kids is a little bit more in sight now, so we've got to be able to come out and be ready to go tonight.
The goal is certainly clear. Thank you so much, Coach. We'll be right back in 3 minutes here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Discover the ultimate driving experience at Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota in Pierre. With our extensive lineup of vehicles, including reliable sedans, rugged SUVs, and powerful trucks, finding your perfect match has never been easier. Plus, our dedicated team is committed to providing top-notch customer service, ensuring your satisfaction every step of the way. Visit us today and experience the excellence at Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance. It's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Welcome back on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons here, and I'm joined by the head coach of the Pierre Governors girls basketball team, Mr. Kirk Bebout. Coach, great to have you on once again. First question for you. We're hot off the heels of the O'Gorman game on Friday. It was not the result that you and the team wanted, obviously, but what have you guys learned from that game that you were hoping to apply tonight?
O'Gorman is O'Gorman. They've won 36 in a row for a reason, so I don't know that we had take the score for what it is, but I was actually pretty pleased with a lot of things that the girls were doing. So I guess I would just take the fact that we're battling hard and we're doing everything that we're supposed to be doing, and we're doing it as a team. If we can keep moving that forward, that's exactly what we want.
Working as a team, all right. Now, in this early part of the season, Pierre's played, like you mentioned, some of the toughest teams in the ESD and all of South Dakota AA. Do you think that has hardened this team and given them a clearer picture as to what they need to perform at a state tournament level?
Yeah, 100%. I think they have put themselves out there and done a really good job, and one that they can feel good about, and now we want to be able to use that going forward. I mean, just because we played most of the top teams doesn't mean the rest of the teams that we play aren't at high caliber. Like, so tonight, Harrisburg's a very high caliber team as well on the road, and like you mentioned, an ESD game, and they play really hard, and they're a tough team, so it'll be another battle, and it's going to be that way the rest of the way, but it should give us some confidence that first half of the year that we can, if we put our minds to it, we can play with anybody.
Yeah, and speaking on Harrisburg, jumping off of that, they've always been a tough team to defeat at home or on the road for that matter. A lot of that comes back to their coach, Nick Mayer, and you've coached against him in a few games. What do you think he brings to the table, and how do you prepare for that as a coach?
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Coach Mayer. He, there's some years when I thought maybe their talent wasn't what it generally is, and he still finds a way to get the most out of them. That's a sign of a good coach. So, so a lot of respect for him. They do what they do. They play a really tough man defense. They take you out of things, and they pride themselves on that. So they got to be prepared for that. So, yeah, it's always fun. He's good. I can tell he really cares about his girls, and he's a good guy.
Well, Coach, you're in the middle of a big stretch of road games in the near future. 5 of 6 on the road, starting with the O'Gorman game last Friday. What kind of challenge does that present in your mind, or does it present any kind of difference in the situation?
Yeah, I mean, we're Pierre, so everywhere we go is 3 hours. So, like, it's Tuesday, middle of the school week, we're going on the road. So I think, we got to keep that in mind as far as how we handle practice and how we tune things up and how we move going forward. But as you mentioned before, we played, we've been competing now. We've pretty much seen everything. So it's just a matter of staying on top of our game.
Absolutely. Now, what's your message to the team tonight for this game?
The same as always. We just want to make sure that we leave it all out there and we give it our all. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all you can do. These girls, they put themselves out there. It's not easy to do. We're playing all the top teams, and they just don't back down, and they're very coachable, and they're doing exactly what we asked them to do. So, I mean, I love this group, and I just want them to have fun. And I think that starts with putting everything out there and just playing as hard as you can. I mean, you're not going to win every time, but if you do that, you can feel good about it, that you can move forward.
Well, like you mentioned, Coach, they certainly don't back down. Looking forward to it tonight. That's head coach Kirk Beebe out here on KCCR Sports YouTube channel and Capital City Rock. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Thanks.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric for free estimates. Commercial, residential, and farm wiring. You'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your healthcare is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
Welcome back here on KCCR Sports YouTube channel and Capital City Rock. Dylan Simmons with you, and we are just about set for some high school basketball action here tonight. Cannot wait to strap in for Pierre versus Harrisburg. This is one that a lot of people have been waiting on and a lot of people have been thinking about as this season has moved forward, and we're just about set to get it underway. We're about to meet the starting lineups for both sides. Cheerleaders being introduced right now here on KCCR Sports YouTube channel in Capital City Rock. Harrisburg will be the last team introduced. Pierre starters will go first. And again, the Governors entering with a 5-5 record overall. 8th in the AA standings, trying to move their way up and potentially clinch their spot in the near future for a Sodak 16 home game. First up, it's Lennox Dupree. Maybe the best scorer on this Pierre Governors basketball team, always a sensational score. She'll be followed up by Emery Larson, the sharpshooter. And number 20, Gracelyn Taylor. She's also very good from beyond the arc. Grace Richter, number 23, wearing MJ and LeBron's number, and she can play like that as well. And rounding it out, a little fake on the jump for the last starter for Pierre. That's Addison Soma, number 24. And now it's time to meet the home team, the Harrisburg Tigers. And they've got the Enter Sandman display getting ready to come out here. First up, it's number 1, Maya Johnson. Look out for her, folks. She is great, especially when it comes to conducting this offense. Next up, number 3, that's Bryn Van Bakker. Number 10, Logan Durnell. Number 20, McKinley Lawrenson, their big post presence player. And finally, number 30, Jada Mason. She is especially dangerous from inside the arc. Well, the crowd's getting hyped up, and so are we. We are just about set for this game to get underway. Governors wearing their black and green jerseys tonight, kind of looking like the Boston Celtics, their alternate uniforms. And they certainly are some nice-looking unis. This Governors team, as I mentioned, led really by Lennox Dupree and Emery Larson as far as scoring is concerned. There are players to watch for Pierre tonight. For Harrisburg, players to watch are Jada Mason and Maya Johnson. Tigers have lost 3 in a row, trying to turn it around. And Pierre trying to keep up with their own momentum and get closer and closer to that coveted home Sodak 16 game. Here we go, Governors Tigers on Capital City Rock. And Pierre takes the ball immediately, and they're not wasting any time, going right to the hoop. Gracelyn Taylor puts Pierre on top 2-0. And that was a great job to adjust after the tip by the Govs. Now on the opposite end, a shot is put up by Van Bakker and couldn't get it to fall. Rebound taken up by the Tigers. Lawrenson in the corner. McKinley Lawrenson goes opposite side. 3-point is up. Durnell, no good. Rebounded by Van Bakker. Van Bakker just outside the post. Mid-range J, no good. Rebounded by Gracelyn Taylor. Now Dupree's got it. Govs up 2-0. 7:24 to go in the first quarter. She's going to give it off, and Pierre working around the horn with those small handoffs. Kind of like handing it off to Saquon Barkley. Here is Soma to score. And Addison Soma puts Pierre on top 4-0. And another steal by Soma. Almost took it right away. Instead, gives it right back to Van Bakker. So a steal and then another steal from Pierre to Harrisburg. Tigers have it, but They're down 4-0. Here's Johnson. Bounce pass to the outside. Taken up by Dernill. Dernill will send it through the post to Van Bakkeren. Three-point shot up here, and no good for Maya Johnson. Airballs it. Rebounded by Larson. Fast break for the Govs. Grace Richter stops. Goes to Dupree. Dupree on the left wing. She'll move back toward the logo and assume the point position. Goes to Larson. Right side, Larson bounce pass. Gives it up to Grace Richter. Richter in one-on-one. Guarded by Lawrenson. Goes back to Dupree. And Pierre with patient offense. Shot clock down to 10. Governors in no rush at the moment, but they'll have to be soon. Dupree waits. Bounces it over. Three-point shot is up and drained by Gracelyn Taylor. We talked about that corner three. She is oh so good at it. And Pierre is on top 7-0 just like that. 6:09 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and be right back. You're listening to Pierre Governors Basketball on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Welcome back, here on KCCR Sports YouTube channel and Capital City Rock. Pierre with the basketball. Going to try to adjust the camera for you in just a second. Shot no good. While we were on break, Harrisburg able to drain a three with McKinley Lawrenson. And the score now is at 7-3 with the Governors on top of the Tigers. On the opposite end, here comes Harrisburg. Trying to respond to the Governors' attack. Inside, shot no good. Rebound taken up by the Govs. Fast break up ahead to Richter, couldn't collect it. Ball tipped away and taken away by Harrisburg. Logan Dernill bounces it over to Johnson. And Maya Johnson gets across half court. 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 7-3 basketball game. Johnson right wing bounces it over. Now a three-point shot is up from Van Bakkeren and she nails it. 2 consecutive triples for the Tigers and it's 7-6. And just like that, a 1-point game here in eastern South Dakota. That ball bounces out of bounds as Taylor was trying to drive inside the key. And that was last touched by Taylor, so Harrisburg will take over once more. And the Tigers are once again in the catbird seat, no pun intended. Had a chance to take the lead after being down 7-0 to start this game. That three-point shot can really change the dynamic in just a few moments. Wide open, Maya Johnson, right wing three, no good. Fighting for the rebound is Lawrenson. She gets it and gets it out to Van Bakkeren. Van Bakkeren goes cross court, taken up by Dernill. Dernill guarded by Larson. Hesitating inside, now Lawrenson. Shifts it out, three-point shot is up. No good here from Jada Mason, and now Pierce got it once more. Larson fast break. Hesitates and finds Dupree. Dupree's been quiet so far. Larson finds an open Soma. Soma looking for her second basket. Couldn't get it to fall. And the rebound's collected by Lawrenson. And there's that post presence we were talking about in the pregame as Dupree, or Soma rather, takes a fall. Actually, no, that was Taylor. So I had three opportunities, and finally the third time was the charm. Taylor was the one who fell down. Molly Olson will check in. Tigers will also send in a couple of substitutes, as we'll see Claire McCallum check in for the first time. So McCallum now in, as is Emerson Galdamer. Now Dernill finds Galdamer. Galdamer inside, fell down, lost the ball, and Pierre's going to take over. Great defense from Molly Olson, who just checked in. She made all the difference that time. Governor basketball, 3:43 to go in the first quarter. Govs up 7-6, but they've been held scoreless for the last 2.5 minutes. Olson trying to break the drought, finds Taylor. Soma at the top, looking for Larson. Does finally get her. Durnil on Larson. Larson bounces it to Olsen. Olsen at the top. Left wing to Dupree. Here comes Dupree. Head of steam inside. Shot rattles home. Lennox Dupree's first basket of the night, and Pierre on top 9-6. Great work by number 4 to capitalize, and the Govs take a 3-point lead. 3:10 to go in the first quarter. Tigers have it. Lawrenson charges inside, and a foul's going to be called. So a shooting foul on the Governors as McKinley Lawrenson went right to the basket, and her lack of patience, so to speak, is going to pay off. That foul goes against Addison Soma, her first. Gracelyn Taylor also has a foul for the Govs, 2 total team fouls. First free throw is no good from Lawrenson, and we've talked about it all year long, both with the boys and girls Governors basketball teams, but free throws have been so crucial in games all throughout the year. And Lawrenson missed both of them. Trying to save the ball was Goldamer, and she could not. Pierre takes over. That was a heck of an effort by Goldamer to try to chase that one down, but just wasn't able to keep her feet on the hardwood. Now Dupree gets a screen from Larson. She's going right to the hoop. Got blocked on her way up. Ball's out of bounds, and Pierre will retain possession. Last touch by Goldamer and possibly Van Bakkeren. So Pierre will take over. But the physicality of this game is starting to come more and more into display. Up ahead to Dupree on the inbound. Dupree spins, pirouette, shoots, and scores. What a tough shot and a tough score by Lennox Dupree. Govs up 11-6. Now a scrum for the basketball right beneath our line of sight here. Gracelyn Taylor and Goldamer got tied up, and Pierre will be able to, we'll have to go back on defense actually. Initially they were awarding it to, no, they are going to give it to Pierre, so a little bit of confusion that time. Governors will get the basketball. Great defense by Gracelyn Taylor to take it back for the Govs. Taylor, inbound to Larson. Larson back near the logo. Finds Grace Richter. Richter gives it up. Dupree gonna try to go again. Great kick out. 3-point shot is up and no good from Gracelyn Taylor. Ball out of bounds. And it was last touched by Harrisburg, so Pierre's gonna get it back. Logan Durnil was the player who touched it. Maya Johnson, Maya Johnson will check in as Bryn Van Bakkeren is out of the game for the first time. Dupree, great fake. Inside, mid-range floater's good. What a job by Lennox Dupree on that shot fake. Fooled everybody on the defense and makes it 13-6 Pierre. About 6 unanswered points now for the Govs. Maya Johnson just got it across half court. Getting hounded by Dupree. Johnson now double teamed. She's trapped. Got out of the straitjacket, gives it over to Lawrenson. Lawrenson just outside the post. Inside, able to find an open player. McCollum, now it's gonna go back to Lawrenson and she scores the 3. McKinley Lawrenson's been a difference maker. She's now got 2 triples, and just like that, it's back to a 4-point game. 1:48 to go in the first quarter. Dupree at the logo. Gonna try to hand off to Taylor, just is able to. Richter now goes back to Dupree. She takes a triple and scores. Lennox Dupree is off to a lightning start. 9 first quarter points, and the Governors retake a 7-point lead. 16-9, 1:26 to go in the first quarter. Tigers on the prowl though. Lawrenson gives it over to Johnson. Johnson in the corner, trapped by Dupree. Got to get rid of it. Tries to give it off and finally does to Emerson Goldamer. Guarded by Taylor and just goes to safer pastures to Johnson. Johnson back to Lawrenson. Lawrenson inside, took a shot and lost the ball. Great defense by Soma. Up ahead to Richter, has to collect it on the near side. She's getting absolutely hounded by Maya Johnson, and a foul's committed by number 1. Inbound pass on the way for the Govs. Good work on the fast break, and how about the defense by Addison Soma that time? Just ripped the ball away from the Tigers. Inbound pass on the way now for the Govs. Dupree gets it. She takes another 3 from the left side. No good. Soma tried to get the rebound but couldn't. Chloe McCollum comes up with it. Final 50 seconds here in the first quarter. Bryn Van Bakkeren trying to get some spacing. Able to find Lawrenson. Here comes another step back 3. Off to the left side and no good. Offensive rebound and a score by Maya Johnson. Offensive board for the Tigers. One of their first, and it's now 16-11. 5-point Governors lead and a heads-up play by Maya Johnson. Dupree is going to give it over to Taylor, and she's got nowhere to go, so she says, Lennox, you've got it again. Final 18 seconds. There is probably about a half-second difference between shot clock and game clock, and I think Pierre is going to try to make this the last possession of the quarter. Dupree gets a screen from Soma. Gets inside the post, kicks it out. Larson, left side three, no good. Rebounded by Dupree, final second, shot up, no good at the buzzer, and that will do it for the first quarter. Governors on top 16-11, but a competitive first quarter between both sides and a lot of fun scoring. We'll be back with the second quarter in just 1 minute right here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Don't go anywhere, back in one.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the British Shufflebite Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Welcome back here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons joining you, and it's time for second quarter action between your Governors and the Harrisburg Tigers. Pierre on top 16-11 and trying to see what they can do against this Tigers offense to start things off in our second quarter. As the ball goes out of bounds, possession will be awarded. It looks like, no, actually a foul was called. My apologies. And it will be an inbound pass on the way for the Tigers. So Bryn Van Bakkeren will send it in this early part of the second quarter. Good crowd on hand for both sides tonight, both Pierre and Harrisburg. And you'd expect nothing less with the history that these two opponents have with each other. Inbound pass to Lawrenson right underneath the basket. Put a shot up, didn't get fouled, and lost the ball. Last touch by Lawrenson, and she is arguing that she should have been given a foul opportunity that time, but that's not what the officials saw. So the Governors will get the ball back. Addison Soma with the foul, by the way, to start out the second quarter. That's her first of this quarter. Governors have it with Dupree. Dupree kicks it out. Olsen goes over to Larson. Larson bounce pass back to Gracie Richter. Now given over to Olsen. Olsen able to find Jasmine Yost, who's checked into the game. Dupree looking for a screen. Drives inside, kicks it out. Yost, that's going to be a two-point shot. No good off the iron. Rebounded by, Van Bakkeren. Tigers have it with Van Bakkeren. And Bryn Van Bakkeren inside, Euro, no good. Rebound taken up by McCollum. And the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Pierre. Inbound pass on the way for Harrisburg. Good work by Van Bakkeren and McCollum that time to get some spacing. Jada Mason will check in for McCollum. So Claire McCollum makes her way to the Harrisburg bench. Inbounded to Dernill. Dernill able to find an open Van Bakkeren for a three. No good, rebounded by Larson. And Pierre's got it, 6:55 to go in the second quarter. Dupree from the far side. Gonna give it to Olsen. Olsen, guarded by Mason, finds Yost. Yost over to Gracie Richter. Grace Richter, excuse me. Larson looking for some spacing, instead goes back to Yost. Yost, back to Richter. And Dupree's got it again. Dupree inside, off the glass, no good. Gets her own rebound, fights through the contact, puts up a shot, no good. And the rebound finally collected by the Tigers. Jada Mason has it. Mason gives it over. Here's Dernill. Dernill up ahead to Johnson at the top. Johnson trying to get away from the straitjacket. Goes over, Dernill, floater, off the glass, no good. And the rebound taken up by Richter. Good work by Grace Richter to collect the basketball. And now Pierre's got a wide open Larson corner three, drain it. Emery Larson capitalizes on the fast break for her first basket of the night. 19-11 Pierre. We're going to stick with the action right here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Govs up by 8 over the Tigers, and that was a sensational shot by Emery Larson. And I'm sure that's what head coach Kirk Bebout tries to preach to these girls, is to make sure that you don't hesitate in those opportunities. Whenever there's an open shot, you take it. And that's exactly what Emery Larson did that time, and it worked to the betterment of the Governors. 19-11 here in Harrisburg. It's about a 3.5-hour drive to get down here from the capital city. It's southeast, pretty close to Sioux Falls, if you're not all that familiar with Harrisburg. I'm sure a lot of you, though, are, and I've taken a few trips, but this is my first time in Harrisburg, so still getting adjusted to it. Governors make their way back out onto the court. Tigers taking some extended time during this timeout. 5:57 to go in the second quarter. Harrisburg entering the game 6-6 overall. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, all of Harrisburg's losses have come against teams with winning records on the season. They have not lost to any teams that, in theory, they shouldn't lose to, but still a 6-6 record. And with how loaded AA is this year, it's hard for anybody to have a really good record. So many good teams across eastern South Dakota. Tigers making a couple of substitutions. Autumn Bryant into the game for the first time. And a foul is going to be committed on Maya Johnson as she was making her way to the basket. Foul was on the floor, though. Inbound pass coming up for the Tigers. Bryant the only change. Inbound pass on the way from Van Bockern. Foul was on Soma, her second of this second quarter. Van Bockern just got in the post, gives it over to Bryant. Now Bryant going across the court. Ball taken up by Van Bockern. Van Bockern finds an open Bryant. She takes a three. No good. Dupree gets the rebound. Now Dupree with a fast break, wasting no time. She wants the basket. She's got a lane. She's got a shot. No good. And the rebound collected by Van Bockern. 5:18 to go in the second quarter. Tigers down by 8 and pushing the pace. Lawrence didn't like what she saw. Goes back to Van Bockern. The point guard goes opposite side to Johnson. Johnson on the right side. Lost the basketball. It was poked away by Gracelyn Taylor. The Tigers will retain possession. Boys also in action right now. You can catch that game over at KCCR and right here on the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Got dual live streams up, and the boys are playing Yankton tonight on the road. Johnson gives it over to Bryant. Now Van Bockern inside. Lawrenson open. Maya Johnson for three. No good off the side of the iron. Foul's called, and it was on the Governors. Looks like that was Taylor on the rebound attempt. We'll confirm that in just a second. It was on Taylor. And that is her third foul of this game already. She's going to have to head to the bench, so one of Pierre's best players already in some foul trouble. And we may not see her for the rest of this half. That is not what Kirk Bebout wanted to see, and I'm sure it's not what Taylor wanted either. But sometimes you got to be physical. Mason almost lost it, gives it over to Lawrenson. Lawrenson pushing the pace, off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Van Bockern. Fall-away shot is good. And the foul. What a play by Bryn Van Bockern, just heaved it up and found its way to the promised land. And the Tigers have a chance to claw their way back to a 5-point deficit. One thing you can say about this Harrisburg team, they're feisty, and they are not going to quit that easily. Free throws no good, but the rebound by Lawrenson. Another crucial offensive board by Harrisburg. We saw one like that in the first quarter that got them some points. Now trying to double up. Johnson thought about the three, goes back to Mason, gets the bounce. Johnson, Mason, inside, ball collected. Bryant off the glass, no good. Great defense by Soma, and a foul committed by Bryant as she was trying to rip the basketball away from Jasmine Yost. Inbound pass on the way for Pierre. 4:24 to go in this first half. And we'll see the return of Logan Durnil for the Tigers. Pierre entering the game, with a 5-5 record overall, 4-5 in AA play. Govs are 3-2 at home, 2-3 on the road to start off this 2025 high school basketball season. Dupree with the ball, back at the logo. And a foul committed by Harrisburg in the post. Looks like that's going to be on McKinley Lawrenson. Or no, actually, that's going to be on Logan Durnil. It was away from the play. Thought it may be on Lawrenson for her contact, but that's not what the officials rule. Olsen And now a foul committed by Pierre. Offensive foul on the Governors, and that's going to go against Soma, her third. So now 2 Pierre players, both of them starters, with 3 fouls in this first half. So that kind of tells you about the official tendencies. Soma isn't being subbed out, though. Rick Bebout is keeping her in for now after the illegal screen by Pierre led to that turnover. Going across the court, and now an illegal screen by the Tigers. That one on Jada Mason. It forced Emery Larson, I believe, to fall. And that's going to be Mason's second, or actually, no, just her first of this game. So Addison Soma will now check out. So the 5 on the floor for Pierre are Dupree, Grace Richter, Jasmine Yost, Molly Olson, and Emery Larson. Dupree, guarded by Van Bakker, gives it up to Olson. Olson to Larson, near side. Richter's got it. Richter now back to Larson, or Olson rather. Dupree, 3-point shot is blocked on Olson, and the rebound, or well, the fly ball, I should say, is collected by Mason. Fast break for the Tigers on the opposite end, ripped away by Dupree. Just took it away from McKinley Lawrenson. Fast break of Dupree, pull up 3, no good off the back iron, and the rebound by Mason. Now the Tigers pushing the tempo. Van Bakker, bounce pass to the opposite side. 3-point shot, Durnell, no good. But the rebound by Van Bakker, and she is all over the basketball. Couldn't score that time, though. Now Dupree on a fast break. She's going to dial it up and head right to the basket. Could not get the finish, but she was fouled on her way up as the ball rolls onto the concourse area near the gymnasium and near the hardwood. And that will lead to a couple of free throws for Lennox Dupree. At least it should. They may call that on the floor, and believe they are going to. Nope, timeout actually is going to be taken on the floor, so we'll wait the official ruling. We're going to keep it here for right now, but the officials were having a little bit of a conversation about what exactly that foul should be called as, and it looks like it is going to be free throws, as was initially thought. But Governors up 19-13 on the Tigers, and again, this game so crucial when it comes to the AA standings. Governors are 8th right now. Harrisburg trailing in slowly, or rather very quickly behind. So the winner of this game is in great position to get that SODAC 16 home game if they can continue to win throughout the rest of the season. And for the Governors, although no part of this season is easy, like I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, they do get an easier look at their schedule throughout the rest of this road stretch. Their next 4 games are against teams with losing records or at 500. So that certainly favors Pierre, and with the gauntlet that they faced early on this season, it could very well be enough to put them in position, get themselves a home game in the SODAC 16. Couple players fall down. Dupree gets the ball and she scores. There was a tie-up with a Tiger and a Governor, and Dupree, kind of like Moses parting the Red Sea, just went right to the basket. 21-13 Govs. Tigers making a substitution, bringing in another player for the first time. And the ball's taken away, ripped away after Lincoln Tryon had it. Now Dupree, gonna drive inside, gives it out to Richter. Richter kicks it over to Larson. Olson, top of the key. Bounce pass to Dupree, great cut, Dupree, off the glass scores. What a first half for Lennox Dupree. 13 points for number 4 and a 23-13 lead for the Govs. 3-point shot on the way here and no good for the Tigers. Rebound taken up by Dupree. That shot attempted by Allison Flanagan. Dupree almost lost the basketball. Van Bakkeren's all over it, and she does come up with it. No timeout called. And a tie-up. Possession is going to be awarded to the Tigers. Or no, actually to Pierre. So they gave it to Pierre after all that. So my apologies on the initial ruling. Got my directions mixed up, but Pierre will get the basketball. 2:05 to go in this first half, up 10 on the Tigers. By the way, Harrisburg is in the bonus now. Jasmine Yost about to send this one in. Tigers made a couple of substitutions on that timeout, like I mentioned. Flanagan, one of those. Dupree steps back, 3-point shot, no good, and the rebound is collected by Logan Durnell. Tigers have got to get an answer and do it quickly. Here's Van Bakker. Tried to put up a shot. Dupree was all over it, and she forces the ball to go out of bounds. And possession goes to Pierre. What defense that time by Lennox Dupree. She's been doing it on all sides so far. And Bachern will head to the bench. Checking in now for the Tigers will be, waiting to see who that is, Claire McCollum back in the game. Dupree gives it up. Olsen's got it. Olsen spinning, finds Richter. Richter bounces it, gives it up. Yost back to Larson. Patient offense by Pierre going around the horn once again. 13 on the shot clock. Olsen back to Dupree. Now it's Yost. Somebody's got to take it. Looks like it's going to be Richter up against the baseline. Just stayed in bounds. Inside pass. Shot good. Jasmine Yost right underneath the basket to capitalize on the scoring chance. And Pierre's up by 12. 25-13, 1:06 to go in this first half. And the Tigers are in some trouble. Pierre is feeling it. Ball taken up by Lincoln Tryon. Tryon gives it over to Johnson. Maya Johnson in a bit of trouble. Ball found by the Tigers, but a foul committed. Looks like Olsen was the one who committed the foul on Flanagan. And because the Tigers were in the bonus, that will send them to the free throw line with 50.2 to go in this first half. So worked out quite well for Harrisburg, excuse me. First free throw on the way, and good. So good work by Allison Flanagan to put that one in. Her first basket of the game. Waiting on her second one, and she nails it. So Harrisburg brings it back to a 10-point game thanks to the foul committed by Molly Olsen. And now Pierre will go back to work. Lennox Dupree's got it. There's a 12-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Dupree looks for the screen, gets it, three-point shot, no hesitation, couldn't get it to fall, and the rebound by Tryon. Tryon in a bit of trouble, gives it over to McCollum. McCollum back to Tryon in the post, right past Dupree. She puts it off the glass and scores. What a basket for Lincoln Tryon, and it's back to a single-digit Pierre lead. 25-17 with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Larson going to give it over to Dupree and let her work her magic. Shot clock turned off. Last 11 seconds of the first half. Dupree goes to Larson in the corner. Dupree gets it back, driving against the baseline. Wide open, Yost for two, no good. Rebound collected by Mason, and that will do it for your first half of action. Governors on top 25-17 on the road against the Tigers in East River. Pierre trying to bring this one home and move back above 500, and most importantly, keep pace for a Sodak 16 home game. A lot on the line here in this one tonight. We'll take a 3-minute timeout and be right back with your KCCR and Capital City Rock halftime report for Pierre Governors basketball. So don't go anywhere right here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Back in 3.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Rev up your drive with Capital City Ford in Pierre. Dive into our impressive lineup of Ford vehicles, from sleek sedans to robust trucks. At Capital City Ford, we're not just about selling cars, we're about crafting exceptional experiences. Our knowledgeable staff is here to assist you in finding the perfect Ford that suits your lifestyle and budget. Visit us today and let us evaluate your driving experience with Capital City Ford.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Welcome back here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons joining you live from Harrisburg, and we got a heck of a game going on here in the Harrisburg High School Gymnasium. Your Governors on top 25-17. You know, the Pierre Governors have not lost in this gymnasium since 2019, and they may be well on their way to doing that once again against the Tigers here tonight. Governors on top 25-17. Let's take a quick look at how they did it with our halftime stats report. We will start with the Tigers. They were led in scoring by McKinley Lawrence, who had a couple of triples in that first half. 6 total points for her. Bryn Van Bakken was all over the basketball, but despite that, only had 3 for the Tigers. We also saw Lincoln Tryon with 2, and Allison Flanagan also had a couple of free throws. And Maya Johnson had a single 2-point shot for Harrisburg, but just 17 points for the Tigers in that first half, a very defensive first half. Now, Harrisburg, not known for having the best offense in AA. They average a total of 44 points per game on offense and allow 45.7, and they're on pace to allow more than that to the Pierre offense, which was pretty darn solid in that first half of action. And a lot of that comes off the back of number 4, Lennox Dupree. She was, as usual, an absolute stud in this game. 13 points in that first half, including a couple triples. So Lennox Dupree certainly was feeling it in that first half of action. Jasmine Yost had 2, Emery Larson had 3, Gracelyn Taylor with 5, including a 3-point shot, and Addison Soma also had 2 for the Governors on their way to 25 total points in that first half. Pierre and Harrisburg do share a lot of history. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, these two teams met in 2023 in the state semifinals with a trip to the state championship game on the line. Pierre would go on to win that game 51-37 and punch their ticket to the state championship game against the Washington Warriors. So Harrisburg kind of been looking for revenge, so to speak, since that. They got some last year with a win in Pierre, and now trying to replicate that result here at home against the Governors, but it has been tough sledding so far for the 6-6 Tigers. Harrisburg has not went on a 4-game losing streak since 2018. They're on the verge of doing so. Nick Mayer's squad usually does not find itself in this position, but they've had to play some tough teams as of late. They've lost three in a row, starting with Jefferson. Then they lost to Brookings, and then Millard North, which dropped them to 6-6 after a 6-3 start to the season, and also a 5-2 start to the season before that. So it's really 4 of 5 losses for Harrisburg, and when you combine all that, it certainly doesn't spell the best situation for the Tigers, but Nick Mayer, he knows how to get the job done, and he knows how to turn a situation around, and he may have to do that against Pierre here tonight. Tigers have not scored more than 60 in a game all year long, and it doesn't look like they're going to do that here tonight as well. Again, the Governors 5-5 overall, trying to move to 6-5, get back above 500 in the second of a 5 of 6 road game stretch, and also looking for a big win against a 500 opponent Governors have played some impressive games, but they've only got one win against a team over 500 right now. That was that home win against Aberdeen Central just a couple of games back. So this would be another signature win in a hostile road environment against a pretty solid opponent in the Harrisburg Tigers. Cannot wait to see how the second half is going to shake out, and I hope that you'll stick around to catch it all. We'll be right back on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel after this 3-minute timeout. Don't go anywhere.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance, it's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Ferding Electric and their team of electricians have been serving the electrical needs of Central South Dakota for over 60 years. For fast, dependable service, call Ferding Electric for free estimates. Commercial, residential, and farm wiring. You'll find a large selection of light bulbs, including the hard-to-find fluorescent bulbs. Ferding Electric at 2903 East Elizabeth Street in Pierre. They'll do the job right the first time. Call 605-224-8684. Ferding Electric, 605-224-8684.
People helping people.
Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Welcome back here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Time for second half action between your Governors and the Harrisburg Tigers. Let's jump right into it. Harrisburg with the basketball and wasting no time. Inside, it's Van Bockern in the post. Gets it back to the outside. Johnson kicks it out. That shot is going to be blocked. Out of bounds it goes. Last touch by Dupree. Three-point shot attempt by Logan Durnil. Couldn't quite get it up as the Harrisburg band will make their way back outside the gymnasium. Wonder if we'll see them again. They've been making a lot of noise and making things that much more exciting, doing a great job. Top of the key, given up. And that pass intercepted, taken away by Graceland Taylor. Great read on the pass from Van Bockern. Now here come the Govs with the basketball, up 8. 7.5 to go in the third quarter. Dupree, far side, drives against the baseline. Reverse shot, no good off the rim, falls down, and the ball's out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers, so Pierre will retain possession. That was a nifty-looking shot attempt by Dupree, but she is holding her right leg just a little bit. Looks like she's fine, though. No worse for wear. Inbound pass on the way. That pass is tipped, but finds its way over to Taylor. Dupree is able to collect it at the logo after the pass. Now Larson from the far side gets a screen from Soma. Pierre's got their starting five back in the game. Dupree thought about the three, and she double dribbled. That's a rare mistake from Lennox Dupree. she's been pretty good about controlling that. She did commit more turnovers more frequently near the start of the season, but she's been better at controlling that tendency, although it flares up right here. 7 minutes to go now here in this third quarter. Governors up 25-17 and trying to hold on to that lead, but the Tigers are not going to go down easily. Fouls committed on the floor. Inbound pass on the way for Harrisburg. Tigers trying to get back above 500 and stop a 3-game losing skid, and also the 4 of 5 game skid that they've had in terms of losing games. Shot is up here and no good from Jada Mason. Here comes Pierre on the opposite end. Dupree, shot no good this time on the pass from Dupree to Soma. Now here come the Tigers looking for a response. Shifting it out. Lovertson gets it over, and that is nearly taken away from Van Bockern. Van Bockern inside, shot up off the glass, and one for Logan Durnell. She had been held scoreless all game until that moment. And the Tigers bring it back to a 6-point game. That was a much-needed shot for Harrisburg, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered for them. And adjust the camera just a little bit. Sorry for those watching at home, trying to get that sorted out for you. Free throw is off the mark, no good. Rebound was almost collected by Lawrenson that time. Pierre comes up with it. Now Dupree. Very shifty player, always so dangerous with the basketball. Gives it inside to Taylor. Now Soma goes across the court. Larson tries to collect it. Ball's on the ground. Tie up. Who's going to get it? After the held ball, possession awarded to the Governors and a timeout on the floor. We're going to stick with the action right here on KCCR Sports YouTube channel and Capital City Rock. Governors on top 25-19, but Harrisburg able to get a big shot to start things off in this third quarter, and the crowd goes eerily quiet after that timeout, giving the Tigers a chance to conversate without any sort of noise over their ears. Pierre has been focused and dialed in for most of the night, but coming out of the locker room, I should say, it's been a bit more of a problem spot against this Harrisburg team, who has been right there with them. But one thing about the Governors, it only takes a couple of shots to really get them in a rhythm and get them back to where they need to be. And that's what they certainly want to do against this Tiger squad right now. 6:07 to go in the third quarter. I think you may want to get a pass to Dupree in this time. We'll see what they want to do, though. It is going to be to Dupree. Dupree thought about going back to Larson. Instead takes the mid-range J. Off the mark, no good. Gets her own rebound off the deflection. Now kicks it out. Gracelyn Taylor from downtown scores. Gracelyn Taylor with her second triple, and the Govs take a 28-19 lead. That is another devastating blow to the Tigers' comeback hopes. They're not out of it yet, but if they keep letting up triples like that, they will be soon. Bounce pass collected by Lawrenson, and that is almost intercepted by Gracelyn Taylor. Got a hand on it, a couple hands on it as a matter of fact. Tried to save it from going out of bounds, but couldn't. 5:33 to go in the third quarter, and that was a tremendous effort, an outstanding individual effort by Taylor, who's been great at defense tonight, as has this whole Governors roster. Durnell kicks it back out to Van Bockern. Van Bockern goes across the court. Maya Johnson, guarded by Richter. Now inside, great move, spinning against the pressure. No good from McKinley Lawrenson, though, and Pierre gets it once more. A couple players down there to guard her. They were ready. Gracelyn Taylor shifts over to Larson, or rather to Dupree, excuse me. Now it's going to be Soma from the left side. Richter comes up with it. Larson fell down for just a second, got back up, no problem. Dupree, left side of the court, getting hounded by Van Bockern. Now they go across to Larson for three. Yep! Emery Larson from downtown, and the second three-point shot of this third quarter for the Govs. Back-to-back threes and a 31-19 lead over the Tigers. And Harrisburg now in their biggest deficit of the game. This Pierre offense is really starting to pour it on. Johnson inside, off the glass, scores. That'll stop the bleeding momentarily as the Tigers bring it back to a 10-point game, 31-21. Now Dupree from the big H in the middle of the court. Goes to Richter and gets the ball back. Maybe looking for a screen, goes to Larson. Taken back by Richter. She takes a long-range three, no good. But the rebound by Soma had the ball stripped away, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Bryn Van Bakkeren. She was trying to block the shot, did so successfully, but she was the one who last touched it, so Pierre gets the basketball. Jasmine Yost will check in for Gracelyn Taylor. 4:07 to go in the third quarter. Yost over to Dupree. She takes a triple and airballs it off the mark. Went to the left side of the rim that time and caught nothing but air. Checking in will be Claire McCullum, for Harrisburg. Full court press being used by the Governors. We'll see how the Tigers handle it. Pierre's been successful with this against other teams this season. Dupree and Richter came over in a straitjacket, but they ended up fouling Van Bakkeren. We'll see who the foul is committed by. It looks like it is going to go against Grace Richter, her second. Richter's had somewhat of a quiet game. She's been held scoreless so far. Has played some great defense, but not that time. Ended up committing the foul. Now Dernill for the corner three, and she got it. So now the Tigers answer with their own shot from downtown, and all of a sudden, what was a 12-point game is back down to a 7-point game. 31-24 with 3:40 to go in the third quarter. Dupree bounces that one off the head of Richter. Well, they say use your noggin, but not quite like that. It was deflected, though, by the Tigers, it looks like. So Pierre is going to retain possession. I think they're a little bit shocked by it. Still stunned that that play happened, just a miscommunication. Yost, inbound pass to Larson. Larson finds Richter. Richter hesitates. Now an open Dupree for three. No good off the side of the iron, but a foul is going to be committed. Let's see who. Looks like it is going to be against Soma as she was trying to fight for the rebound attempt. Didn't see a lot of contact to warrant an over the back foul, but that's what they ended up calling. And Soma, that's going to be her fourth. So Soma is going to have to sit again with 3:29 to go in the third quarter. She and Grace Richter both with 3 and 4 fouls respectively, and both of them in a pretty considerable amount of foul trouble. So this is only going to limit what the Governors can do. Could be something to watch throughout the rest of this game. Dernill, working through the full court press, did so beautifully. And navigating her way to the block, gets it back to the outside to Emerson Galdamer, who's just checked in. Now a shot off the glass, no good for Lawrenson. Offensive rebound, McCullum. Ball tipped out of bounds, last touched by Emery Larson, so the Tigers will retain possession. 3:10 to go in this third quarter. Harrisburg trying to claw their way back. Inbound pass from Van Bakkeren, has an open Dernill. He's been dangerous from three, gives it over to Galdamer. Galdamer fell down, but a foul called against Pierre. And that is going to be foul number 5 by the Governors in this third quarter, so that will send Emerson Galdamer to the free throw line. And the foul by Lennox Dupree, her second. Dupree has been held scoreless so far in this third quarter, so Harrisburg has done a really nice job of zeroing in on her offensive attack. Galdamer rattles home the free throw, her first points of the game. And it's now 31-25, all of a sudden a 6-point game in what looked to be a game that Pierre may have at hand. And Galdamer nails them both. 5-point game after Emerson Galdamer nails the free throws. 31-26 and 7 unanswered from the Tigers. Now the Governors, with their Boston Celtic-looking uniforms, have to hope for a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill on this possession. Dupree kicks it out, has an open Larson. Larson tries to get it to Olsen and does. Now Olsen will try to hand off to Dupree, and a foul called against the Tigers. They got in the way of that pass that time and did so by banging off one of the Governors. Foul called against Galdamer, her first. 2:47 to go in the third. Now the inbound pass for the Governors. Larson collects it from well outside the three-point arc. Dupree collects it. Guarded by Galdamer, 4 versus 4. Kicks it out, open three, up in the air for Yost, she scores! How about Jasmine Yost from downtown? They could see that one all the way from Sioux Falls, and it's 34-26 Governors. And the steal by Yost. Governors have it back again. Larson lost it. Now a fast break for Dernill. Dernill opposite end. Gives it up to Johnson. Johnson, shot no good, but a foul. And that will send Maya Johnson to the free throw line. in this 34-26 ball game with 2:16 to go in the third quarter. Johnson with 4 points so far and a chance to make it 6. That's now 6 fouls for the Governors in this third quarter. Contact has certainly been a problem for Pierre all night long, and their inability to avoid committing fouls. Now Gracelyn Taylor checks back in the game, still with 3 fouls, and if she gets another one, that's certainly going to be a point of concern for Kirk Bebout and this Pierre coaching staff. Second free throw is good by Maya Johnson, and that'll bring the lead back down to 7, 34-27. Governors on top of the Tigers. 2:10 to go in the third. Taylor got a string, instead goes to Richter. Now gets the ball back. Thought about the left side three, instead drives and got fouled on her way up to the basket, and that will send Taylor to the line for 2. Despite the 3 fouls, she's not shying away from contact. Went right to the hoop and forced the foul by the Tigers. That foul is going to go against Claire McCullum, which will be her first of the game. Taylor's free throw is no good. And again, this is a problem that Pierre has tried to address as the season has moved forward, but still have some issues with it sometimes. Taylor's second looked like a lane violation, and there was. So Pierre's going to get another chance at a free throw, as it was Maya Johnson who moved too early. Lane violation by the Tigers. Claire McCullum will head to the bench. Jada Mason checks back in for Harrisburg. Taylor's second. No good, and she goes 0 for 3 from the line on those free throw attempts. Now Mason, or actually check it, Lawrenson scores. McKinley Lawrenson going right to the hoop. She puts another biscuit in the basket, make it 34-29, a 5-point game. 1:46 to go. Lawrenson now with 8. Shot up and good. Lennox Dupree from mid-range answers the call once again, and it's 36-29. What a game for Lennox Dupree. 15 points now, her first of the third quarter, and much needed for the Governors. Back to a 7-point game. Johnson in some trouble, goes to Lawrenson. Lawrenson kicks it out. Mason's open. Mason in the key, now finds an open Lawrenson. Corner three, yep. McKinley Lawrenson puts the check in the bank and makes it a 4-point Governors lead. This is as close as it's been in this second half. Richter spinning, shooting, no good. Offensive rebound, Olsen scores. Now the Governors getting some offensive boards, and Olsen getting her first points of the game. 38-32. What an entertaining third quarter, final 52 seconds. Player falls down. Johnson just able to collect it inside to Durnell. Durnell with the shot, no good. And the rebound is finally going to be collected by Olsen. Possession awarded to the Governors after that wrestling match inside the post. There was a foul committed as well by the Tigers on that rebound attempt going against Mason, which will be her second of this game. We'll see Bryn Van Bakkeren check back in, and she's coming in for Maya Johnson. And some history on the Tigers. They've made 7 state semifinal appearances since 2015, 2 state final appearances in that time. Haven't won a championship yet with Nick Mayer, but this is a championship level program. And you see what Pierre's doing tonight only adds to the context of this amazing game. Now Taylor left side for 3, yes! Gracelyn Taylor from downtown with yet another triple. How about 3 now for her? 41-32. Now the Tigers in need of a response. Mason kicks it out to Bryn Van Bakkeren. Van Bakkeren with 5 seconds. Inside, shot up. Lawrenson no good. And Pierre will collect it with Taylor to end the third quarter. 41-32 for the Governors. We are done with the third, and we got one more quarter, and who knows, maybe overtime on the way. Don't go anywhere here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. We'll be right back in 1 minute.
Larry Fry Heating and Cooling has a new name. Kruger Climate Systems has acquired Larry Fry Heating and Cooling, but it's still the same great service. Your friend Larry Fry is still a manager, and his dedication to providing you with outstanding service remains unwavering. The same quality products and services you have come to expect from Larry Fry Heating and Cooling will continue under the new leadership of Kruger Climate Systems. You can still reach us at 605-224-9548 or email us at ryan@krugercontracting.com. Kruger Climate Systems, your certified Trane and Mitsubishi dealer in Central South Dakota.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Harrisburg. Dylan Simmons on the call here on the KCCR Sports YouTube channel and Capital City Rock. Governors on top 41-32 over the Harrisburg Tigers, trying to bring home win number 6 on the year and remain in position for a SODAC 16 home game, which they currently are in possession of. Governors 8th in the AA standings in this massive Eastern South Dakota Conference matchup. Harrisburg will start with the basketball. Maya Johnson will go to work against the Pierre defense. Gives it over to Mason. Ball almost stripped away by Richter. Johnson gets a screen from Mason. Goes across the court. Durnell. Nowhere to go. Double team by Larson and Dupree. Open on the opposite side. Johnson for 3. Airballed it no good. Dupree with the rebound. Now it's Taylor. Opposite end on the fast break, and that pass intercepted. Tipped away to Durnell. Logan Durnell. No look pass to Johnson. Johnson goes across. Ball taken up by and that shot no good from Van Bakkeren, Dupree gets the rebound. And now Dupree stops near half court. Gonna slow down the tempo just a bit. Governors on top by 9. Dupree hesitates and fires to Larson. Larson open to Olsen for 3. Olsen, the high arcing triple. It's a 3-point fest for the Governors in the second half as Molly Olsen joins in on the fun. 44-32 Govs with 6:58 to go in the fourth quarter. Tigers back down by 12 after bringing this game as close as a 4-point deficit. 3-point shot is up here, and once again, no good from Lawrenson. And now Pierre's really starting to feel it. Governors in firm control with the 6:39 to play in the fourth quarter. Going outside, 3-point shot to Taylor off the pass from Dupree. Just missed the shot, in and out it goes. Now Johnson with the fast break. Johnson in the lane, on the block, off the glass, no good. Rebound collected by the Governors, and Dupree gets it after the handoff from Richter. Dupree making her way across half court, getting a screen from Olsen. She goes right to the hoop, lost the ball. Governors will retain possession as it was last touched by Bryn Van Bakkeren. So the Governors will still have it to start the early portions of this fourth quarter. And the Governors certainly are feeling it in Harrisburg. And you go back to work here. Inbound pass collected by Dupree, hesitating. Trying to take a shot, lost the basketball. Mason's got it. Fast break for the Tigers. Ball nearly out of play, collected by Durnell. Inside to Van Bakkeren, puts up a shot, no good on the layup attempt. But the Tigers will get the ball back to Pierre. So another mistake by Harrisburg on that drive attempt from Van Bakkeren. Kind of just put up a shot nonchalantly, but I guess she kind of had to with the pressure she was facing from the Pierre defense. 5:48 to go in this fourth quarter. Larson, bounce pass, just got it to Richter, and she's in a wrestling match for the basketball, and she traveled. Great defense by McKinley Lawrenson to force Richter into that mistake. And Richter's troubles with turnovers and lack of scoring continues. Full court press by the Governors. The Tigers have had issues with this in this game, and Dupree makes life even tougher. Got the jump on that, couldn't quite collect it. She was guarding Van Bakkeren. 5:44 to go in the fourth. Inbound pass for the Tigers once more. Lawrenson gets it in. Van Bakkeren's got to hurry, and she will race her way past half court. Try to get some spacing, gives it up. 3-point shot is on the way from Durnell, and she scores. Logan Durnell with her second 3-point jam. And it's now a 9-point Pierre lead, back down to single digits with 5:33 to go in this fourth quarter. This will be a 30-second timeout, so we're going to stick with the action. Governors on top. Nope, they are going to call it a full timeout after the initial 30-second call, so we'll take one as well. 1 minute timeout, and we'll be right back to Harrisburg. You're listening to high school basketball on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel.
Has it been years since you've been to the dentist? Are you afraid to see a dentist? If so, you are among many people who feel this way. Hi, I am Dr. Michelle Hofer of Missouri River Dentistry. At our office, we pride ourselves as an office that uses a personal touch to offer gentle dentistry, tailored to fit each patient's needs. We do so by utilizing state-of-the-art equipment and methods which allow the patients to feel comfortable. So whether it has been many years or 6 months since your last dental visit, your oral health is important. We invite you to call us at Missouri River Dentistry, 223-2021, 223-2021.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the costs throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
Welcome back here on KCCR Sports YouTube and Capital City Rock. Pierre with the basketball. Larson with 5:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Governors up 44-35. Here's Graceland Taylor, corner three. Off the mark, no good. Offensive board, no good from Larson. Rebound collected by Lawrenson. Fast break for Durnell. Logan Durnell, no look pass. Johnson almost traveled, probably should have been called. Tigers still have it. Durnell, corner three, no good. Ball out of bounds, and this will be Tiger basketball. Wow, thought that was last touched by Jada Mason, but looks like it was touched by Olsen instead. No dispute from the Governors, so right call. American Family Insurance, Brittany Shovelbein scoreboard back up. Here is Mason inside, no good. Olsen gets the rebound. And she wanted a foul. Olsen on the fast break. Euro steps, no good. Lawrenson had it and lost it. Dupree, no good. Richter the rebound and foul. And Grace Richter will head to the free throw line. Amazing Grace with a chance at two. 44-35 Governors. That foul going against Maya Johnson. That'll be her second of the game. And the time is starting to tick down for the Tigers, who are in danger of losing 4 straight for the first time in 7 years. Free throw good by Richter. That is her first point of the night. It's been a pretty quiet night for number 23, but finally gets on the scoreboard here, and her consistent efforts pay off as the Tigers are going to send in 3 substitutes. Johnson, Van Bakkeren, and Jada Mason all check out. Richter's second free throw is no good. Rebounded by Autumn Bryant, who's just checked in. Also have Goldamer back out there. Here's Lawrenson inside, Goldamer. Euro step off the glass, no good. Fighting for the rebound, but unable to come up with it was Bryant. Great individual effort, but Pierre got the basketball anyway. Governors with a 10-point lead, and the clock is certainly their friend right now. Dupree now gets it inside to Richter. Richter, Larson for 3, no good. Tigers have it. Given over from Autumn Bryant. Now it's McCullum for 3, no. Off the mark, and the rebound collected by Molly Olsen. And a foul is going to be committed by the Tigers as Olsen was trying to collect the basketball, and that's just an unnecessary foul. That's going to be against Logan Tryon, or Lincoln Tryon rather. Full court press being used by the Tigers. One of the first times we've seen that tonight. Taylor, dangerous pass to Larson, but did collect it. Larson finds Taylor again. Taylor back to Richter. Richter from inside the arc. Shifts over to Dupree, and Dupree at the logo. Gonna try to get this offense moving. Larson to Dupree. She takes a step back 3 and nails it. Lennox Dupree, superwoman in this game. 18 points and another triple. 48-35, and that may very well be the nail in the coffin. That shot no good. Larson collects the rebound, but the Governors now with a 48-35 lead and 3:20 to go in the fourth quarter, and Lennox Dupree, another superstar night for a player who could be surrounded by Hollywood bright lights. What she's showing. Dupree lost the basketball. It's collected by Emerson Galdamer. Announcers jinx there. Ball collected by Bryant underneath the basket, got fouled, and that'll send Autumn Bryant to the free throw line. Autumn is doing pretty well in this winter game here tonight. 3:02 to go in the fourth quarter. Bryant with a chance to get a free throw on the board and cut this deficit ever so slightly, but right now the hopes for the Tigers are really starting to fade away, and that first free throw is no good. And that's been a huge issue for Harrisburg tonight, has been the missed free throws, and once again it takes place as the Tigers make a couple of substitutions. Maya Johnson back in, Nils in, Van Bokeren back in, and also Lawrenson. That's your 5 on the floor for the Tigers. Off the missed free throw, Dupree collects the rebound, and less than 3 minutes to go in the game. Larson just dials down the offense after looking at the basket from the three-point line. Now Larson gets a screen, goes to Olsen. Olsen back to Dupree. Governors have not taken the foot off the throttle yet. Larson, Olsen around the horn. Taylor gets it, gets a screen from Olsen. Goes back to Richter. Richter finds Dupree. She takes another three because why not? No good. Rebound collected by Bryant. 2:28 to go in the fourth quarter. Johnson spinning away from Dupree. Nice move inside, and she scores. That was a shifty maneuver by Maya Johnson. She's now got 7, and it's down to an 11-point Governors lead. 48-37. Nick Mayer clapping his hands, trying to inspire his team. Governors back on offense. Olsen hands off to Taylor. Taylor in the post. Wide open, Larson corner three. No. Rebound collected by the Tigers. Couple consecutive missed threes by Pierre. Now Lawrenson puts up a wild shot, no good. And that'll send her to the free throw line as she was fouled on the way up. So she misses the chance at a three-point play, but she can bring it back to single digits with a couple of made free throws. Our scoreboard given to you courtesy by American Family Insurance and Brittany Shovelbein Agency. Big thanks to them as first free throw goes in for McKinley Lawrenson. She's now got a dozen, which leads the Tigers tonight. 48-38, lead back down to 10 for Pierre. Lawrenson second, no good. Rebound is found by Dupree on the far side, and she's fouled. Fouled pretty quickly by Bryn Van Bokeren. That will be foul number 3 committed by the Tigers. Pierre only needs a couple more to find themselves in bonus territory. Let's see how they decide to play this. Taylor almost lost the thing. Somehow keeps it in play to Olsen. Now Dupree collects it and smartly goes to Larson. Emery Larson with a stutter step over to Olsen. Dupree moving around the horn. Tigers expecting that, and now the foul committed on Richter by McKinley, or rather, yes, McKinley Lawrenson. And that one almost looked intentional, but may not have been. Could have just been an accidental collision. Lawrenson with her second. Governors with the ball. Inbound pass to Emery Larson. Larson from the half-court line goes to Dupree. Dupree works her magic, but drops out after she didn't like what the defense was showing. Now Dupree finds an open Larson. Pierre bleeding some much-needed clock for the Tigers. Taylor gets the handoff from Richter, or rather from Larson after a bit of a hesitation. And a foul committed by Maya Johnson. That was a necessary one for the Tigers to stop the bleeding of the clock by Pierre. That'll send Gracelyn Taylor to the free throw line. She has struggled from the line. She had a sequence earlier where she had 3 free throw attempts. She had an extra one after a lane violation by the Tigers, but missed all 3. But she's not going to miss this one. Nice redemption for Gracelyn Taylor, who's had a sensational game in her own right. 12 points for the Governors, 49-38. Missed the second one, and a foul committed by Molly Olsen on Claire McCullum. So a bit unnecessary by Olsen, just trying to grasp at it, didn't do it cleanly. That's Olsen's third, but interestingly enough, Pierre had a few players in foul trouble, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to get fouled out for the Govs. So great work by them to avoid any huge foul trouble. Van Bokeren lost the ball for a second, got it back on the bobble, works inside off the glass, and got the and one. Impressive stuff from Bryn Van Bokeren. She is able to get to 5 points now on the night and gets the and one, and that will bring it to a 2-point game, or rather a 2-point play, chance at a 3-point play, and an 8-point game. Missed the free throw, rebound collected by Taylor. Pierre's got to be careful here. Should be looking for the foul for the Tigers. They haven't been able to do it yet. Dupree, still no foul. And finally a timeout taken by Nick Mayer. He was a bit curious as to why there wasn't a foul called. We're going to stick with the action, 49-40. Actually, the foul was called by Pierre in that situation, so I thought, or the timeout was called by Pierre. Not that Mayer called that initially, but it was instead called by Kirk Bebout. Didn't like the situation that Pierre was in, but I think Mayer did want a foul. Ended up not getting it, but either way, Pierre on top 49-40 with 55.2 ticks of the clock to go here in Harrisburg. If Pierre holds on to win, they'll move to 6-5 on the season and maintain their pace for Sodak 16 home game. Oh, so important as we approach this late stage of the season. Pierre averages 52.4 points per game on offense. They are, it looks like, gonna have a chance to reach that depending on how this next offensive possession goes. Governors have not been 500 this late into a season since 2022. They finished 10-11 overall in that year. But right now it looks like they're not gonna have to worry about that too much tonight. And again, this is the second of a 5 of 6 game road stretch, as confusing as that is to say, if you can follow with me. So Pierre certainly has a lot of road tests still to come, but they're in position to check off another important mark on the list. Inbound pass off the full court press for Pierre. Dupree's got it. Let's see if the Tigers try to foul. Dupree gets rid of it. Up ahead to Taylor. She's in trouble, and now the foul's called. Foul called against Lawrenson. That'll send Taylor to the free throw line, and I think that's what the Tigers, would prefer. Taylor has been somewhat struggling from the free throw line. Just one made free throw tonight. Tigers are hoping for a couple of missed free throws. Taylor's first goes in. So nice redemption again for Gracelyn Taylor after a shaky start from the free throw line early on in this game. She has rebounded nicely, and she's got a chance for another one here, and she drains it. And that's the Gracelyn Taylor that Pierre's used to seeing, and she's now got 14 in this game. What a performance by her. Her and Lennox Dupree combining for 32 thus far. Who knows, we may see more. We're not done yet. Lawrenson hands off to Durnell. Three-point shot on the way, and no good from Van Bockern. Rebound on the ground. Dupree collects it and draws the contact from Bryn Van Bockern. That'll send her to the free throw line, and that's about the last person you want to foul in this situation with her efficiency from the charity stripe. That is going to be foul number 2 on Van Bockern. And Lennox Dupree has a chance to reach 20 with a couple of made free throws right here. Another 20-point performance. She's also had one against Douglas. Had a 21-point night against them a few weeks ago. Makes the first free throw. That game coming at home, this one on the road. Lennox Dupree showing that she can do it anywhere, even after a 3-hour, 20-minute bus ride. And makes them both. So another 20-point game for Lennox Dupree. 53-40 Governors. 32.4 to go in the game. Tigers running out of time after what looked like a promising start to the game. Hanging right with Pierre, but ever since the third quarter, it seems like the Tigers have always been a step behind. Lawrenson can't get this one to fall, fighting for her own rebound, and instead has to watch the ball go out of bounds and become Pierre basketball. Tigers will keep using that full court press as Molly Olson will inbound it with 16.7 to go. Olson gets it in to Dupree. Dupree in a straitjacket gets it ahead to Taylor. Clock running down inside 12. Richter's got it. Richter will not face any more pressure, and that will run out the clock on a Pierre Governors victory on the road. It's over. The Govs come into Harrisburg and defeat the Tigers by a score of 53-40 behind a tremendous, consistent, overpowering defense and an incredible offense that would not quit. Lennox Dupree and Gracelyn Taylor combined for 34 points on the night, and the Govs score 53 total and get a 13-point win against the formerly 6-6, now 6-7 Harrisburg Tigers. And most importantly, the Govs maintain pace for a Sodak 16 home game, and they may move above that number 8 spot in the AA standings in the near future. Well, what a fun game it was, but we are far from done. We'll take a 3-minute timeout and have post-game coverage of Pierre and Harrisburg girls basketball right here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel, so you better not go anywhere. We'll be back in 3.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota, and Pierre, where exceptional customer service meets an incredible inventory lineup. Looking for your dream car? Our expert team is here to guide you every step of the way. From dependable Fords to luxurious Lincolns and versatile Toyotas, we have something for every taste, need, and budget. Experience the difference with us today. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota.
Welcome back here on Capital City Rock and the KCCR Sports YouTube channel. Dylan Simmons on the call with you, and we are ready for our KCCR Sports post-game show for your Pierre Governors girls basketball team, picking up a 53-40 win over the Harrisburg Tigers. Our scoreboard, a courtesy of the Brittany Shufflebine Agency of American Family Insurance. Thank you to Brittany for sponsoring our scoreboard as always. Govs finding their way to a 53-40 win on the road tonight in enemy territory. And let's go over how they did it with our post-game stat total. We'll start with the Tigers. They were led in scoring by McKinley Lawrenson with 12. She was very dominant, especially when it came to getting inside the post. And she also had a couple of big three-point shots in the game as well. So a big night for McKinley Lawrenson. Emerson Goldamer had 2. Logan Durnil also had a couple of triples for Harrisburg on the night. Bryn Van Bockeren was all over the ball, especially on defense, ended up with 5. Couldn't get as many points as she probably would have hoped for, but still a good night for her overall. Maya Johnson with 7 points on the night as well. And Lincoln Triong with 2. Allison Flanagan also had 2 for the Harrisburg Tigers. Pierre was led in scoring by Lennox Dupree with another 20-point night tonight. Jasmine Yost with 5. Emery Larson with 6. Gracelyn Taylor with 14, Addison Soma with 2. That is how the Governors got their 53 points, and looks like we're joined by a few of the Governors. They've made their way up to our table, so we'll get a post-game interview with them in just a second. But Pierre, obviously a lot to be proud of, and again, so important to get this win tonight on the road against this Harrisburg team, a very good Harrisburg team who's been consistent and hasn't lost to a team that has a losing record all season long, so they play well against good teams. And Pierre, another good team that certainly got the better of Harrisburg tonight and showed their dominance both offensively and defensively. And they'll have a lot more where that came from if they continue to play like this throughout the rest of the 2025 season. Governors moved to 6-5 overall, 5-5 in AA play. Their next test will be against Yankton on Friday night before they hit the road against T on Saturday. So a couple games in a row, but it'll be nice for them to get back home, get back to the capital city, and have a chance for a home game against a struggling Yankton team, and hopefully elevate themselves to a 7-5 record overall, put themselves even higher up in those AA standings. And before we know it, who knows? They may end up getting into the 5th or 6th spot if they keep up this stretch of momentum. So certainly a lot to be proud of for the Governors, as we will hopefully get an interview with one of them in just a moment. But for now, we're going to take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have hopefully post-game interviews with some of your Pierre Governors girls basketball players right here on the KCCR Sports YouTube channel and Capital City Rock. Back in 1.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
Becky Potsaba and State Farm Insurance are here to help you with your insurance and banking needs. State Farm's not just insurance, it's banking, investments, IRAs, loans, and a whole lot more. We offer guidance in a personal and caring way that helps you manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and find ways to control costs so you can realize your dreams. We know how life is, and we're here for you. Stop in to see Becky at 1315 East Wells Avenue in Pierre, or call Becky at 224-4173.
Welcome back on KCCR Sports YouTube channel and Capital City Rock. Dylan Simmons joining you, and coming off a 53-40 win for the Pierre Governors, I am joined by Addison Soma, one of our big players of the game for Pierre, and a big win for you guys tonight. Congratulations on the great win.
Thank you.
Well, so I got to start off with this. You guys felt like were just swarming all over the ball on defense tonight. You forced a multitude of turnovers and made life very hard on that Harrisburg offense. What was going right for you guys on the defensive side?
I think our trapping went really well, and just playing together made it really easy for us.
It seemed like you guys certainly had a lot of chemistry from that side, and especially the timing was tremendous. And your offense also did a great job, especially from beyond the arc, capitalizing on opportunities. What do you think was in sync on that end tonight?
I think when we play for each other, we always get what we want usually.
And that certainly was no exception on that one. Now, I was interested. I talked to Coach B about earlier on before the game, and he talked about how you guys were proud of some of the things you did against O'Gorman, and we're hoping to translate some of that to this game tonight against this Harrisburg team. And it seemed to me that you guys played about as complete a game as you could have asked for. So did that O'Gorman game teach you guys something that you were able to apply to tonight?
Yes, I think we learn every day in every game, and we apply that hopefully to the next game. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Did learn a lot, it seemed like, and you guys certainly are on the right track. Now, you've got a big game coming up this Friday against Yankton back at home. I'm sure it's going to feel nice to go back home to your own gymnasium.
Yes, it's a lot of fun playing in your home gym.
That it certainly is. All right, Addison, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And good luck on Friday. That's Addison Soma of the Pierre Governors girls basketball team. Want to thank her for joining us on our KCCR Sports YouTube channel and Capital City Rock post-game show. As for tonight, that is going to do it. Thank you all so much for joining us here in Harrisburg. It's been a fun one, and I hope that you've had as much fun as I have. But for Jen back at the station, for all of you listening in at home, I am Dylan Simmons saying so long. This has been a presentation of KCCR Pierre, a riverfront broadcasting station. Remember to always have an electric night. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. The Pierre Governors are brought to you by State Farm Insurance Becky Potsaba Agency, the American of Fort Pierre, Bank West, Capital City Ford, Lincoln and Toyota, Birding Electric, Gales Gas, American Family Insurance Brittany Schaffelbein Agency, CHS River Plains, First Dakota National Bank, Shane's Pharmacy, Missouri River Dentistry, Kruger Contracting, Edward Jones Financial, Lamb Motor, Owyhee Federal Credit Union, Todd's Electric, and the South Dakota Office of Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection. Join us next time for Pierre Governor Basketball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South Dakota's sports leader.
Progressive presents a testimonial of sorts.
Hey, slow down! Oh, yeah? Will you
All right, thanks, Jeff.